my creatives, and welcome to another video. So this time it is time for the Take 5 art collaboration. Woohoo! I can't believe we are already at the end of the month. It is going crazy fast and still so slow. But this month I chose to work in my altar book. It's quite a big book. But if you will see what I was planning to do, because this was fully planned out, or at least the idea was planned out, not everything of course in detail, but I had this idea because of the prompts that were chosen, and here I'm showing you part of my idea. I recently reorganized my craft room, and I put my filled journals on a new bookshelf or bookcase, and I just flipped through them, and I will tell you why I chose something from this page to recreate. But first of all, I will give you the prompts for this month. So the prompts were chosen by the lovely Shay from the Sleepless Planner, and she had some prompts. I will tell you, I really had to think about this, and that is why this page is also planned and not as intuitive, because those prompts are amazing, but they are a challenge. So she picked an unexpected tool, black and white background, something inspired by your favorite artist, textured elements or element or texture paste, and hidden message or messages. So that is why I had to think about this page. The prompts are also listed down below if this was too fast for you, and they are also on our Instagram pages, so you can always revisit the written prompts, because we write them down and make an image for all of you. So first of all, I'm going to start with my background, which needs to be black and white. So I took some black acrylic paint, and I took some white acrylic paint and a neutral gray, because if you mix black and white together it becomes gray. So I thought that was a good thing to add, because you know, those colors mixed. So first of all, I am covering my pages with a base layer, because this is the part that I was inspired by one of my favorite artists, which is Van Gogh, or in Dutch Van Gogh. And I took some inspiration from his Starry Night, but also the way he paints. He paints very textured, and you can see his paint strokes, and it's very thick and, you know, like, oh, beautiful. I also made a painting last year inspired by Van Gogh for my schoolwork, so I did this technique before. It does take quite a lot of acrylic paint, just so you know, but it gives a beautiful, beautiful effect. I wish you could feel my page, because it feels amazing. And it's so fun to do. It is time consuming, I have to admit that, because you are adding layers and layers. I could even add more layers, but really I wanted to post this Take 5 on time. So here I'm just adding the neutral gray, and I'm adding in some white, but I'm mixing on my background. So I'm not really mixing on my palette, and that is also what Van Gogh did. He didn't mix on his palette per se. He mixed also on his painting, and that's why you see those beautiful vibrant colors. Of course, we couldn't use color in the background because it is a black and white background, but I tried to mimic his technique, and I really, really enjoyed doing this. So this is my take, or inspired by Van Gogh and his Starry Night. So I kept everything in here to show you how I'm painting this, because it's quite a process, and I thought if I would edit out too much of it, you wouldn't follow what I am doing necessarily. Like I said, he does it's kind of a dabbing motion with lots and lots of paint, so you get the texture. They're very short strokes, and you follow the lines of your element that you are painting. So these are moons or stars or planets. It's just how you want to interpret it. But you follow the motion of the lines while you are painting. So that is why I left it in. I also sketched out a little bit before the ways that I wanted to paint and to differentiate my colors a little bit. So I left all of this in for you so you could see how I do it. And if you want to participate in this challenge, all you have to do is make your project. It doesn't have to be an art journal page. I just saw someone on Instagram who is doing the Take 5 with us, and she's making cards, which is amazing. She just uses the prompts to make cards, which is great, because you need to make them your own. They're just a jumping off point for you to get creative. It doesn't have to be an art journal page. You can use them for anything. I know Leanne from Creatively Free to Be Me also likes to do different projects with the prompts. I'm an art journaler. I really love art journaling, so I do art journaling every month. But you can use them on whatever, even on Happy Mail, pocket letters, postcards, whatever. But like I said, if you want to participate, all you have to do is make your project and post it on Instagram with hashtag Take5Art, so we can all have a look. If you make a video, I would love to get a link from you to add you to the monthly playlist that is on my channel. I don't have the time to go through YouTube to find all the videos, so that would help me out a lot, and that way we can all check out your beautiful artwork and process video. So please send me a link if you make a video. And I would also love it if you would check out all the other ladies. They are linked down below. I'm very, very excited for this month because I'm very excited to see what they came up with. Because I feel that these prompts pulled out the best of me. They really did. I'm very proud of the end result. So I highly recommend you stick around for the end result because I am very proud of this. I don't say that a lot because there's always something that can be better. But yeah, I'm very, very happy with this end result and with what I made. And I can see the progress I made since the first place that you saw and later on. So yeah, I highly recommend you go check out all the other ladies as well. They are linked down in the description box, as are the prompts. And there is also a list of supplies in the description box down below if you wonder what I am using or the color names of stuff that I'm using. If I can find it, I will link it. Those are probably affiliate links, just so you know. But then you can look for yourself the products that I used. And then I hope you will enjoy this painting process, and I will come back to you when I have something more to say. I was done painting. I let my painting air dry, I think for a couple of days, also because I didn't have the time to complete my page, but I highly recommend you leave it air dry for at least a day because there is a lot of acrylic paint and it needs to set. So I went into my scrap box and I took out pieces of paper and I'm cutting them down into squares. They are randomly sized. I didn't think about this before, but I knew I wanted my squares to be true squares and straight because these will be the basis for my little houses. I do want to make the houses a little bit wonky because I think that fits the background very much. But I really needed the squares itself to be straight to give it some, you know, peace and I can't really explain what I mean in English. I'm sorry. So yeah, I'm rearranging my square or my rectangles on this page, and now I am cutting out the doors. So the only thing you have to do is make 2 cuts in your paper, like you are on the bottom, of course, like you are cutting a rectangle out of them. And this is what I mean with the wonky part. I wanted to have the doors a bit wonky, and yeah, I kept in mind on which side they would flip. I also took a photo right before I took them off my art journal page to remember how I had put them down. So that's also a great tip. If you want to add something to your collage, just take a photo and check later on if that is what you want to do. So this is what I mean with wonky. I'm cutting out the windows just randomly. I don't think too much about this. I just cut out squares or rectangles, and they're a bit wonky, and I like it that way. So I do this for all the houses, and then I take some book pages, and I want to back my houses on these book pages, so there's something in the window. And I will take my Ecoline watercolors, and I will color these book pages with this beautiful pastel blue. So that was taken from the other page, but I knew that I used on the other page, I think, distress sprays or dilutions, something more bright, but I really wanted this to be more soft. So I just painted some of these book pages, and then I'm going to stick down my houses on them. I fit 2 houses on one of these book pages. It depends on the size of your book page, but 2 houses were good. I really wanted the text to show through the windows and the door, so that is why I kept in mind where I placed my house. And also I took book pages that would fit my houses, because that's very important. So as you can see, I made a lot of different houses with a lot of different kinds of windows. And after I backed all of them on these book pages, I'm just going to cut around them, because that's the easiest way. You already have a straight rectangle, so you can just cut around them, and now you have the basis of your houses completed. Then I'm going to make my rooftops, and I chose this paper from my scrap bin. I'm going to draw out my guidelines on the back of this paper, so I don't have to erase any pencil lines, because I thought the pattern on this side was just perfect for a rooftop. So yeah, that is what I'm doing here. I will stick the rooftop to my house with a bit of double-sided tape, because I want them to stay together. I also keep in mind how wide my house is, so that's why you see me take the house every time to my pattern paper and just make sure that I cut it wide enough. Also, these rectangles are a bit wonky, and that is why I left everything in here, so you can see how I just randomly make rectangles. I don't think about this. I think that's the biggest part of this whole project, is don't think too much about it. I had my idea, and after that I just went for it. And that's also with these rectangles or triangles. Oh, so many shapes. I just, where I saw a triangle, I just got one and made sure that it would fit my house with a bit of overhang, because that's the cutest way, right? It needs to be a bit more over the edges than precisely on top of the edges. So yeah, I was very, very pleased when I had my houses, especially I will put them on my page in a second, and I really love the contrast of the colorful houses, the colorful wonky houses with my background. So here they are, all of them. Oh no, I'm not going to put them on my page yet. Yeah, I'm going to paint with some brown acrylic paint the doors. And that is also something I didn't do on my last page, but it's just a little detail. I painted the doors and I made the framework around the windows and around the door for all of these houses. Don't worry, you don't have to watch me paint all of them. I just left in one because the process is very repetitive, of course. But I thought it gave it a more of an illustrative look. I really enjoyed doing this with some acrylic paint. It's also fun that the different types of paper that I use react differently to acrylic paint and how easy it was getting on there. So this was quite a rough paper, and then I had some smoother paper that was so easy to do. So after that, they dried in between. I was painting the others. I'm taking a silver Posca paint marker to add some doorknobs. Of course you need some doorknobs, right? Otherwise you can't open the door. And that's that for my little houses. Then I saw on my right, I have a sticker magazine holder there. I saw these little cat stickers peeking out at me and I thought, perfect! So I took these cat stickers and then I thought I need something in my window. So wait on. I will rearrange my houses on my page and check which windows are actually showing, because I didn't know. I just made this very intuitively. Like you see on the right side, there's a window completely getting covered up, but I don't care. Yeah, so, but I didn't want to put a cat sticker there, you know, because it would get covered up. So that is why I put them already on my page. Now I'm going to stick all of them down with some glue. I also removed the little backing of the double-sided tape just because I don't extra stickiness, which probably wouldn't do much, but still better than a plastic backing. Because this is such a textured page, I had to put something heavy on my houses when I let it dry, because they were coming up, and that will secure the houses on your page. So the glue under the book text paper is still a bit wet, but I'm starting to draw my little scenes in there. They're very easy doodles. I just doodle in some curtains or some flowers or some plants with my colored pencils. They're not, you know, they're just doodles. They're just sketchy doodles to give a bit of a scene in this house. And every now and again I stick down a little cat. And they were also the perfect size for this page. So I'm very happy. I don't know which pen pal sent me these cat stickers, but thank you so much. I know I got them from a pen pal and I didn't buy them myself, but they are perfect. So I'm very happy that I used these stickers. So I'm just drawing on, taking some random colors for the curtains, and after that I will dry my page a little bit because the glue was still wet, to make sure that my pen wouldn't be ruined. Of course there needs to be doodly border somewhere, so I did a doodly border around all the rooftops. And I really love this. I don't know, I think I'm biased, but I love everything with a doodly border. So you don't have to do the doodly border, but I like it. I also sketched out my little illustrations in the houses a little bit. I did some sketchy outlining because you couldn't see the detail because of the text paper. And yeah, I think it gave a little bit of extra thing. So that's what I did. I used a Staedtler 0.05 pigment liner. Now I'm going for my unexpected tool. And my unexpected tool is this plastic knife. And I thought I could make grass with it. So the houses would come a bit to life. And as you see, it leaves a beautiful texture, like I'm scraping all my paint on there, because there are those little tooths in there. So that is another textured element, and I used the unexpected tools. So let me see which prompts I did until now. I did the unexpected tool, which I'm doing right now, to make a bit of grass. And I did a black and white background. I did something inspired by my favorite artist, and the textured elements or textured paste. So I'm just creating this scene to make them pop off the page. There's also a story behind this, but I will come to that later on. And now I'm going to make some paths to the doors. And I at first thought I wanted to use my Posca paint marker, but my paint was still a bit wet and it turned green and I might have ruined my marker. But I was lazy. I thought I don't want to paint anymore. I want to use the marker, but you should use paint. Better safe than sorry. So I took some white acrylic paint to make the little paths. I also sketched those out before, but I added that out because you couldn't really see my pencil lines while doing this. So the story behind this is of course about our current situation that we are in. I haven't art journaled about it yet, and as you know, I journal about life, and I also art journal about life or my feelings. So I thought it was the perfect opportunity to make an art journal page to document this situation that we are in. So as we are staying home so much, our houses are more colorful and the outside is like more blended because people aren't going outside. So I thought it would be fun to bring like the livelihood into the houses instead of the background. To make the contrast. And then now I'm going to add my hidden message, and I purposely did it with my silver Posca paint marker. So you really have to look inside the doors if you want to see my hidden message, and my hidden message is stay home. And I knew upfront that I wanted to do that, and that's why I made 8 houses, because I knew I want to write in the houses stay home. And that is my Take 5 art journal page for today. I'm very proud of it. I think it's one of my favorite ever Take 5 art challenge that I did. And I'll do this for 3 years now. So that says a lot. I really hope that you enjoyed this too and that you are going to participate in this challenge with us. If you like this video, please leave me a thumbs up. I would also love it if you would consider subscribing to my channel. Thank you all so much for watching. Stay safe, stay home, and I hope to see you all next time. Bye!